Hello, everybody. It's me, Shannon LaBruyere. I am live and loving it tonight. Welcome to Sunday Night Live, where we explore the principles that allow us to thrive in change. We can thrive in the change that we didn't see coming and that we didn't like. We can thrive in the change that we planned for that surprised us. We didn't realize it was going to have that impact. We didn't realize it was going to affect us like it did. All manner of change, no matter where it comes up on the spectrum, we can thrive in the midst of it. That doesn't always look the same. It looks different for everybody. It looks different for every situation. But I'm here to tell you that you can still thrive. Sometimes your roots are sinking deep, and sometimes your branches are flowering. But either way, you and I were designed to thrive. And we talk about the principles that allow that to happen. So, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's see who's popping in. Philip, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. If you are new to Sunday Night Live, be sure to say hi in the comments. Let us know. If you do not currently follow the Thrive and Change page, you can actually hit those three little dots and say you want to follow the Thrive and Change page, and you can be notified whenever I go live. So you'll never miss a Sunday Night Live. Hi, Mary. It's good to have you. So make sure you do that. I invite you to follow the Thrive and Change page and also request to be notified anytime I go live. I don't go live a lot, but when I do, I don't want you to miss it. When I do it, it's because I've got a reason and it's something I want you to know. So be sure to follow the page and also be notified when I go live. All right, so let's talk a minute about today's Thrive principle. Our Thrive principle today is, drum roll please, I know somebody's trust the process. We are talking about a process, and what we're talking about tonight is actually science. It's not just good principles, it's good scientific principles. There are actually physical properties, physical properties that drive, that fuel what we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm really excited to explore that with you. And then we've got to give a shout out to Thumb Roast Coffee. Thumb Roast Coffee sponsors Sunday Night Live. Thank you so much for believing in people and partnering with us, Thumb Roast Coffee, to make sure that people hear about Sunday Night Live. If you enjoy coffee, you are going to love Thumb Roast Coffee. It's clean, it's fresh, it's roasted locally here in Michigan, and then they use the good old United States Postal Service to ship it all around the country. You can buy your coffee online on the internet and get 15% off just by using the coupon code THRIVE, THRIVE. When you check out, put that in for the coupon code, and you are going to discover the world's greatest coffee. It's delicious. It's refreshing. I look forward to it every night when I go to bed because I know I get to watch it. I get to drink it in the morning. It's wonderful stuff. So I encourage you to do that. Visit thumbroastcoffee.com. Kelly's here. Welcome, Kelly. So glad you're here. If you've never commented on one of our Sunday Night Live broadcasts, and you're watching live, I encourage you to give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook profile and your Facebook photo, and that way we can see who you are. We love it. And if you are watching this as a recording, or perhaps you're listening to this on the Thrive and Change podcast, thank you. Thank you for leaning in at a time that works well for you. Not everybody can be here with us at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, but you can always access what we talk about here on Sunday Night Live. You can always access it through our podcast, which is called Thrive and Change, just like my business page. And you can also find it on YouTube, and you'll see, it is an archive. There's a lot there. There's probably 100 videos that you can watch exploring the principles that we've been talking about here for a few years now. So go to YouTube, do a search for Shannon LaBruyere, Thrive and Change, and you are going to find all of the Sunday Night Live videos. Okay, with that, you guys, we are going to start talking about something that I think is mind blowing. It is the power of agreement. The power of agreement. In the year 2000, the City of London unveiled a beautiful bridge called the Millennium Bridge, unveiled in honor of the new millennium. And to inaugurate it, they had a ceremonial walk across the bridge. So 700 or so people, pedestrians, got together and started walking across this bridge. And a very strange thing started happening. At first, it was so little that people, you could hardly even detect it. And then the effect started getting more and more and more. As the people were walking across the bridge, it was starting to wobble. It started to wobble a lot. And pretty soon it was wobbling so much that after only 2 days, they had to close the bridge. And it took them a couple of years to figure out how to solve the problem. This was the problem: resonance. Resonance. The bridge vibrated at a certain level. And when the people started walking across the bridge, they also were vibrating at that level. 1 hertz, they said. It was 1 vibration per second. The way the bridge was constructed, it was almost constructed like guitar strings. There were cables that pulled really tight. And so picture if you pluck a guitar string, boom, and it resonates, right? Each guitar string, who's a guitar player here? Each guitar string that you pull, bing, bing, resonates, makes a sound, right? It vibrates at a certain pace. The bridge was set to vibrate at a certain pace, at a certain hertz level. And when the people started walking across it, their unity of steps started making the bridge sway. And then as the bridge swayed like this, more people started walking in rhythm with the bridge, which then gave the bridge more energy to sway. You see where this is going? One person walking across that bridge wouldn't have made anything happen to the bridge. But when 700 people walked on it and they were all in unison, incredible things started to happen to that bridge. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? The unity of those people walking in agreement together created energy that had a far bigger impact than they would have ever expected. There is something incredible about unity. There is something incredible about agreement. Have any of you ever been part of a choir or a band? Some friends of mine recently went to our old high school to march in the homecoming marching band. And one of them said she was so excited. She loves going to the homecoming football game. She loved watching her kids play and play in the marching band. But she said there's something special about being in the middle of it. And it's true. When you are in the middle of a band that's playing or singing in a choir, and all of a sudden these voices come together in unity, ah, it feels like angels. Am I right? There is something incredible that happens when people are in agreement, when people are unified. Hi, Samantha. I'm glad you're here. There is much power in unity. There is much power in agreement. Just like the Millennium Bridge started swaying with the energy of the unison of the steps, our lives start to sway in time with the unity of the people around us in unity with our thoughts and their thoughts. And before we're even sure of what's happening, we can be experiencing the exponential power of unity and not even realize what's happening. When we're in the middle of a choir singing, oh, it feels amazing. If you ever been to a sporting event and felt the unity of the crowd, all of them wanting the home team to win, there is something powerful in that kind of unity of purpose. There's an energy there. So how does this relate to change? How does this relate to momentum? How does it relate to motivation? Who are you resonating with? What was so interesting about the Millennium Bridge was that the bridge was set to vibrate like guitar strings pulled tight, right? And they were all pulled at the same note, if you will. It was set to resonate. And when the people started walking on it, they could feel it. And without them even knowing, they started to keep time with the bridge. The vibration of the bridge caused the people who were walking on it to get in sync. They didn't even pay attention to it. And then the fact that they were in sync started making the bridge sway more. They weren't doing it on purpose, but there was a momentum that was building with that unity of step. They didn't even realize they were impacting the bridge, but the bridge swaying was impacting them. I want you to think about, who are you resonating with? Here's what I know. When we agree, when we're in unity with something, its power expands. Where our focus goes, our energy flows, right? You guys know that by now, right? Where our focus goes, where our energy flows, where our focus goes, our energy flows. We start feeding. When we agree with our limitations, we keep them and we get more of them. Where our focus goes, our energy flows. When we make an agreement with our limiting beliefs, when we accept the fact that, I say fact, when we accept as fact that we are small, that we are incapable, that we can't, that we don't have what it takes, when we accept that, when we unify with that thought, when we make an agreement with that thought, momentum starts to take place like footsteps on that bridge. It matters what you agree with. It matters what you make an alliance with. It matters what you come into unison with. When you agree with your limitations, you will keep them. And here's another thing. There are many, many people who will come into agreement with you regarding your limitations. Many people will agree with you and agree with your limitations. You have to look for the people who will agree with your possibilities. I'm going to say that again. The people who will agree with your limitations are a dime a dozen. You have to find the people who will agree with your possibilities. Because if you do not, if you continue to hang with and listen to and give power to the people who agree with your limitations grow. The momentum of those limitations continues to build. And your life is not going to go uphill like you want. It's going to go downhill fast. If you want the uphill life, the benefits that come with growing, with changing, with pursuing something amazing, if you want that, you have to make an agreement with that. And you have to find people and surround yourself with people who will agree with you on your possibilities. Some of you have voices in your head. It's your mom or your dad saying you're stupid, saying you're not enough, saying that you are useless. Make no agreement with those voices. Find the voices that will tell you you are capable, you are competent, you are loved, you are valuable. Carol says, my dad was such an encourager. Yes, find the people that are going to speak life and truth. Make an agreement with that. Do not allow yourself to become in agreement, to resonate with the limiting beliefs, the lies, the half truths that hold you back, that keep you from becoming everything God created you to be. Sometimes it's our parents. Sometimes it's our kids. They might not even mean anything bad about it. Oh, mom, you're too old to try that. Oh, mom, you're too old to go back to school. Oh, mom, you're too old to try ice skating. Oh, mom. Make no agreement with that. Maybe they're just trying to keep you safe. Make no, I'm not saying disregard wise counsel. I can see some of you like, oh, but sometimes the people that love us the most, without even meaning to, make agreements with limitations in their attempt to keep us safe, to keep us from being hurt, to keep us from falling down. Make no agreement with it. You were built and created to grow, to expand, to live in abundance, to use your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to God's purpose in your life. Make an agreement with your potential. Make an agreement with your possibility and watch what happens. When you do that, you're starting to align with that positive resonance, that positive vibration. And that action starts to attract other footsteps, other people, other resources into your life. When you act according to your agreement with your possibility, you invite and attract resources and people and ideas that allow you to continue that positive momentum. And the same thing happens when you make an agreement with the negative people, the negative thoughts, the lies, the half truths, the naysayers. Choose, intentionally choose to resonate with your possibility. Sometimes that voice that is the naysayer belongs to us, or at least one of your parts. There are parts of you that want to keep you safe, that don't want you to take a risk, that want you to stay small because it's known and you're good at it. We talked about that a few weeks ago. You're good at the status quo. Why would you change? Says that small voice. Don't come into agreement with the voice that criticizes within your own heart and head. Don't come into agreement with that. Don't allow yourself to make an agreement with an overly critical part that uses shame and embarrassment and belittles you, whether that voice belongs to you or it belongs to somebody outside of you. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to agree with that. There is power in agreement. There is power. There are so many instances in the Bible that talk about the power of unity. There's a story about the Tower of Babel where the people were building a tower and God looks down at them and goes, "Oh my goodness, they are so unified in their purpose. They're going to do some damage here." And he took action to make sure that they didn't. Their unity was powerful. What are you unifying yourself with? What are you agreeing with? It's worth thinking about. It's worth thinking about. I believe that you have a God-given purpose. I believe that you are capable of doing what is in your heart to do. I believe that if you have a dream, it's there for a reason, and you have the ability to pursue it and achieve it. I believe in you. Let that resonate. I believe in you. Feel that vibration? So now there's two of us who believe in you. Do you believe in you? You and me. That's two. And that bridge starts to swing. And now what happens when you take some action on that? Taking a step, right? Taking a step in unity, in agreement with your potential. It's powerful. Powerful. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Carol says this: I am so thankful for our Saturday morning leadership group. Amen. I am too, Carol. So many people in there that speak into my life in such a positive way and keep encouraging me to be better and reach for greater. And you give us so many ways to grow in ways I've never even thought of. That's my job, Carol. If you want to excel, Carol says, do a one-on-one coaching session with Shannon. I love it. Thank you, Carol. You are absolutely right. Do a one-on-one coaching session with Shannon or join one of the leadership groups. You will learn that it will affect every avenue of your life. Carol's speaking the truth, you guys. And it doesn't have to be me. If you know another good coach, go there. If you have an opportunity to join a mastermind that's going to help you to resonate with people who think big, who are like-minded, but have big ideas, find those people, connect with those people. Ladies, if you are looking for a group like that, Saturday morning is where you need to be. Live stream leadership, we are those people. But maybe you're not a lady, Philip, right? um, find a group, find people that think big thoughts and that will help you feed your potential and your possibility. It is worth it. Do not continue to hang with the people who don't believe in you, who discourage you, who don't encourage, who think every idea you have is stupid. Why are you there? The momentum on that bridge, you guys, those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, when you make agreement with them, it has massive impact, but it's not the kind of impact you want. Choose to be with the people who will feed your possibility and resonate with it. So Mary says this: when I finally had the courage to change churches, it made such a difference in me because of being around positive people. Mary, you're hitting on a couple of really powerful things there. One of them is changing takes courage. If you are hearing this tonight, whenever you're listening to this or watching, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, I see myself in this. I've been resonating with people who are negative, who are reinforcing negativity in my life." If you see that, it takes courage to change, but you can change, right, Mary? And it made such a difference because you found a place that resonated with your possibility. They resonate with your possibility. Love, peace, joy. These things resonate, you guys. These things resonate. Do you have a group of friends where all they do is backstab and talk bad and gossip? Oh, that resonates too. That resonates too. But what kind of momentum is that building in your life? I want you to think about this: how our thoughts resonate. Our thoughts are waves, our thoughts are vibrations. They can measure them on EKGs, or is it EEGs? Yeah, you guys. One of them's for your heart, one of them's for your brain. I think it's EEG for your brain. Somebody help me out there. I believe it's the EEG, but your brain is waves, it's vibrations. Your thoughts are vibrations. Many years ago, there was a lady who attended our church where my husband and I were pastoring, and she suffered from depression and she was unhappy in her marriage and she struggled. And as we were talking, I asked her just a few basic questions that were rooted in this idea of resonance. She spent most of her day in her vehicle, it was part of her job. And I asked her, "What kind of music are you listening to in your vehicle?" 8 hours a day, well, 7 hours a day, she was in her vehicle. And she said, "Well, I listen to country music." I said, "Okay, so what are they singing about?" Oh, I see some of you wincing, but it's a legitimate question. The music you're listening to, what are they singing about? Is it the doom, the gloom, the husband who cheats, the woman who's trying to take your man, being down and out, being at the bar? What are you listening to? Are you in agreement, in resonance with those thoughts? Or are you listening to something, words, music, that brings you into resonance with something that's positive and helpful? I didn't make her do anything. I couldn't make her do anything, but I asked her, "What do you think would change if you tried listening to something more positive just to see what happens?" And I'm not exaggerating. 2 weeks later, she came to me and said, "It has changed my life." She started listening to more positive words, more positive music. She started resonating on a hopeful level, on a helpful level. This is no small thing. Who you resonate with determines your quality of life. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Philip says, "I listen to Jesus music." Positive stuff, right? Listen to positive things. Listen to positive words. I am all for being up to date and up in on what current events are. I think it's part of our civic responsibility. I think it's part of our moral responsibility. But I also know that once you know the facts, if you spend the next 20 hours taking that deep dive into the negative aspects of it, what happens? Your thoughts turn negative. Your hope begins to dim. The depression starts to increase. Choose where you resonate. Resonate with the people, with the words, with the music, with the energy that supports your possibility, not your limitations. It's so important. What changes do you need to make so that you can start resonating, coming into agreement with the positive, helpful things, the aspects of your life that bring hope and joy? Because they're there. I could have just as easily used the Thrive Principle hashtag find the beauty today. You get to choose where you resonate. And in fact, it's your responsibility to choose. Do not come into agreement with limiting beliefs that sell you short, that tell you that you can't, that say you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, you're not loved, you're not talented, you're not. That's a bunch of hooey. I'm here to tell you that you can begin to come into agreement with the fact that you are loved by God. You were created beautifully. You are unique and special and have talents. That the dreams you have are given to you by God and that they're there to motivate you toward good, that you were created for a purpose. You're here for a reason. That you can have an impact on the people around you and on the world around you, far beyond what you would have ever imagined just by coming into agreement with those beautiful, positive things. Start with one. One can put 1,000 negative thoughts to flight. One can put 1,000 negative things to flight. Two can put 10,000. You start to really radiate when you start connecting with people who believe that it can happen, that you are possible, that you matter. Choose those people. Listen to the voice that says you can. Listen to the voice that says it's worth it. Begin to resonate with that and watch what happens. All right. You guys, I mean it. My heart is pounding. I mean it. This is so important. And I know some of you really need to make that change. Make an agreement with your possibility. Carol says yes, and it will change your life. It has helped me to have better words. Our words bring life. They speak life or death. Speak life to yourself. Speak life to the people that you are with every day. Speak hope. And watch that resonance start to make that bridge sway in a good way. The power of agreeing with things that are true, honest. Some of you are going to recognize this. Lovely, of good report and reputation. Things that are beautiful. Things that are praiseworthy. If there's anything good, think on those things. Think on those things. Resonate with that beautiful, beautiful, positive stuff. Find people who will do that with you and watch your world change. Carol says the fruit of the Spirit, right? Love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, faith, goodness, meekness, temperance. I think those are them. Good things. You get to pick. You get to pick. God bless you. Thank you for leaning in to tonight's Sunday Night Live. Thank you for being honest with yourself, Mary, and realizing that you had to make a change to surround yourself with more positive people who were speaking life, and what a difference it's made in your life. Congratulations and well done. To those of you who are considering, what change do you need to make? Be courageous. It is worth it. It is worth it. Take care. I love you. God bless you. Goodbye.